Hey guys, Dusty here. Today I'm giving my first impressions review for a shoe that's new and exciting to On Running, the Cloudmonster. So this is a brand new max cushioned offering from On Running, and the Cloudmonster has a 6mm heel to toe drop with a stack height of 30mm in the rear and 24 in the forefoot. My men's size 8.5 weighs in at 9.3 ounces or 263 grams. One thing On does really well is their uppers, and that's no exception in the Cloudmonster. It's a pretty simple upper. The Cloudmonster does fit true to size, and I found the width to be pretty average throughout the shoe. One thing I will say about the fit though is kind of from the midfoot to the back, especially the heel. It's a pretty high volume fitting shoe in that sense. So especially in the heel, your foot sits way down low in the shoe. So if you're someone who knows you need a high volume shoe, you could look to the Cloudmonster. But also if you're someone who knows that when your foot sits too far down in a shoe that sometimes the heel might rub on your ankle bone, keep that in mind before you buy a Cloudmonster. Now we move along to the midsole. That's what makes On Running shoes so unique, is their Cloud-tec or cloud pods. And in the Cloudmonster, you're getting the biggest cloud pods yet. And without question, this is the softest On Running shoe to date, and I'm really digging the ride and feel of this midsole. I will say though that it's not quite as soft as some of the other max cushion shoes out there. So like the Asics Nova Blast and the Nike Invincible, those are both softer and squishier midsoles than what you're going to find in the Cloudmonster. But for an On Running shoe, their saying is running on clouds, and in the past On shoes have been known to be more on the firm side, and I'd say this is probably the first time that a shoe from On Running kind of matches up with their running on clouds. Another thing that's in all On Running shoes is what they call their speed board. You can actually see it through the outsole here, and essentially that's a full length plastic plate. It's going to add a little bit of stability to the shoe, and it's also going to load up every foot strike and help propel you forward. In this shoe in particular, I find it to be pretty stiff. The ride of the shoe also has a pretty pronounced rocker to it. I find just walking around in the Cloudmonster, it feels actually pretty aggressive. It does go away slightly when you're running, but yeah, the geometry and ride and feel of this shoe certainly has a pretty pronounced rocker, and I like it. I even experience a little bit of pop at toe off. I have yet to really push the pace in this shoe. Now if we move along to the outsole, you're getting rubber in all the high impact areas, and if you've ever ran in an On road shoe in the past, you'll know they're famous for getting rock stuck in between the cloud pods and in the channel. And I've yet to put enough runs on the shoe to do my full review, but I'm pretty confident that this shoe is going to be a lot better at keeping rocks out of the outsole. You can see the cloud pods are spread way further apart than previous On shoes, and this channel in the middle, it's a lot wider than some of the other On shoes. I'm pretty sure you're still going to get some rock stuck in this channel, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as previous On shoes. Price of the Cloudmonster is 200 Canadian or 170 US. On shoes typically come with more of a premium price. Yes, 200 and 170 isn't cheap by any means, but that certainly is competitive with some of the other max cushion shoes out there. Right now in my long run shoe rotation, I'm rocking the Asics Nova Blast and the On Running Cloud Stratus, and I'm probably going to slide this into that rotation as well. I have a feeling the Cloudmonster is going to excel kind of at those medium to long runs. You'll have to check back in a few weeks when I do my full review and see how this shoe is handled, tempo paces, intervals. But if you're someone who has found On shoes too firm in the past, they're not too firm anymore, at least the Cloudmonster. I can see a lot of runners with different foot types and different foot strikes wearing this shoe, and I think it's going to be one of On's better selling shoes. I should mention as well, the Cloudmonster does fall into the neutral support category. I did find it to offer a little bit of stability though. I'm not sure if some of that has to do with the speed board, but also the sidewalls come up pretty high. I find they hold the foot in pretty decently and add a little bit of support. I'm a neutral runner. I have pretty mild pronation, but I didn't feel any issues through my first run in these. So this is a max cushioned neutral shoe that does have some stability elements to it. I found it to be more supportive than the Asics Nova Blast and the Nike Invincible. And I'm curious, if you have a pair of Cloudmonsters, let me know down below in the comments what you think of them and what you've been using them for. If you like this first impressions review, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more everything running, and I'll see you in the next video.